Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are getting back into Calculated Couples and we are going to be reacting to episode 2. Just to get things out the way, after my first video, I did hear from Manka, and yeah, she's added me in one of her stories, basically saying that I'm tearing her down. She took it in a gentle way, you know, she was joking around saying, oh, Ropo's ripping me out or whatever, but I can tell deep down that she probably was hurt by the video. And to Manka, I apologize if I hurt your feelings. Again, like I mentioned in my first video, it's not my intention to hurt your feelings. It's just my intention for you to recognize your worth. It's my intention for you to maybe even see from an outside perspective how things are perceived about your relationship. Because really and truly, this is a show, and whether or not I came on camera to say my opinion, I still have an opinion, and people that are watching have an opinion. So not everybody's opinion is going to be on your side, unfortunately. And my opinion is not to tear you down. Like I said, my opinion is to allow you to see from an outside perspective how much you're selling yourself short, in my opinion. You're a beautiful girl. You've got a lot going for you. And I think you are worth more than chasing somebody who doesn't need to be chased. And Manka did explain to me that there's more to the story that she couldn't say, but I'm just reacting to what I'm seeing on my screen. I don't know the context, and you might be right. There might be more that I don't know, but just from the context that I'm seeing on the screen, what you're saying is what I'm reacting to. So anything else outside of that, I don't know. So unfortunately, I can't give a reaction if I don't know. I can't speak on anything that I don't know. I'm just speaking on what I'm seeing. But I'm sorry it hurt your feelings. I don't want to hurt your feelings. I just want to allow you to see your worth and to allow you to see that you can do much better, and also to help with your confidence and also help with you seeing yourself for how God sees you rather than seeing yourself as just Manka. I think there's so much more you have going for yourself. And Iman as well. I feel like their relationship to me just feels like two broken people trying to force things, when in fact you should just be healing as people and sorting yourself out as individuals yourselves. And then if after you've worked yourselves out as individuals, you've figured yourself out, and when it comes to finances, spiritually, mentally, you've got some, therapy, you've got the right voices in your ears, you're okay with your life by yourself, then I think you guys can come back together. I'm not saying you can't date somebody that's been to jail. If that person is reformed, if they're sorting out their life, if they're working towards a goal, if they're just fixing themselves, then yes. But right now it just looks like it's two broken people forcing something that just shouldn't be forced, in my opinion. Oh yeah, and also I have seen Manka's recent video about her life update and how she's been going through it. I did send her a DM offering my support and asking her if we can meet up in person just to talk, but unfortunately she ignored me. So yeah, so that's it, just is what it is. Anyway, let's move on to episode 2.
If we were to speed up a tiny bit, how did it progress? Because what the story I'm hearing now is different from the story I've heard.
We don't really talk about the early days.
That's deep, innit?
Yeah, we don't talk about the early
So if
days.
you were to speed up a bit to what is commonly known, if you like, what happened? Because now, apparently, you went to jail and she was still riding for you. Apparently, you got deported and she smuggled you back again.
Obviously, when I got arrested, that's like when we were talking and I was friends, whatever, that's when I got arrested. That's the second time that I got arrested. I got arrested the first time before that. That's the second time that I got arrested. So I was on...
Pause. I didn't know that he was arrested twice. I thought it was just like a one-time thing. Yeah, I thought he just got caught dealing drugs and then he got arrested and then went on bail. I thought it was once. But twice? If I say my truth down, they'll start saying I'm bullying, I'm hurting people's feelings. But I don't know if she knew about the first arrest. After the second time, it's first time, fine, a mistake. The second time, this is your lifestyle now. Now it's a choice. Now you're choosing to to basically be in a relationship with someone who is into crime. But if that's your preference, that's your preference. But for me, I just think red flag, but okay.
And during that time, we were just
One
with each other.
whirlwind, yeah.
Just living in hotels, literally. That's how I just living in hotels.
Living in hotels.
So me, her, and my brethren, living
my
in
God.
hotels.
Oh, Lord, I'm trying to be as nice as possible, but this is just... It's just silly. It's giving Bonnie and Clyde, but teenage version. I don't know. Why are you comfortable living in a hotel with him and his boy? And why are they even living in a hotel? What happened to the mum's house? What happened to your mum's house or his mum's house? Why are you living in a hotel? I don't understand. I don't know.
When you went to jail again, how long was that for?
2 years.
Damn.
2 years, 2 months.
And did you ride the bird?
Yeah.
Is it a bird? Is it a bird?
Yeah.
But is it a bird?
I don't know what a bird is.
That thing was a struggle. If you saw the tears that I cried the
What's
day.
a bird? What's a bird?
But you shouldn't have done it, Manka. It didn't have to be a struggle. You could have just walked away. You really could have just walked away. He was the one that did the crime. You didn't do the crime unless you were accomplice. Unless you helped him do the crime, then I'll kind of understand. But even then, like, let him get punishment for his crime. You're not the one that was going to jail. You don't have to go to jail with him. Why were you riding? Okay, fine. You were with him for 1.5 years and you guys have grown a bond and, you know, you've fallen in love because you're living in hotels, you're doing Bonnie and Clyde, but I just don't think it's worth it. What's the prize at the end? Like, what'd you get? What'd you get for riding a bird for 2 years? 2 years of your life waiting for a man to come out of jail. Why? You could have spent that 2 years dating other people, finding yourself. You could have spent that 2 years just doing other things. I just don't think it's worth. I don't think any woman should just lower herself to the point of waiting for a man to come out of jail. I just don't. I personally don't see, unless the only time where I can say, okay, I can kind of be okay with a woman riding a bird is if it's your husband. If, for example, you guys are married and deep into the marriage, he got himself in some trouble and he's in jail, fine. Then I can see a wife riding the bird for her husband because she is his wife. You've taken vows. You've committed yourself under God. But a girlfriend, I just don't, why? For me, it's not worth it. There's no prize at the end. You don't get a sweet at the end saying, well done. It's just silly. And for me, I just see it as you've just wasted 2 years when you could have been doing other things. You could have been finding yourself. You could have been working on yourself. You could have been working on your relationship with God. You could have been building your confidence. You could have been dating other people that have better qualities than someone that's in jail. But hey ho, if that's how you like it, then.
What's a bird, by the way? It's just time, right?
Time, yeah.
Okay, cool. So you ride it.
That was so stressful.
It didn't have to be stressful.
So stressful, like, just because, like, I was so used to it just being me and him, and then, like, I was literally just by myself.
How long were you with him before you was riding the bird?
Like 1.5 years.
Yeah, 1.5 years.
It was so, like, it was just a shock to my system.
Do you know what? I can empathize with you because 1.5 years is a long time to spend with someone, and to then have that person taken away, yes, it can be hurtful. I completely understand. I'm not saying you can't have feelings here. Of course you can. You can build a bond with someone and you can fall in love with someone in that time. But I think for me, I would prefer for you to think with your head rather than your heart, because sometimes your heart can lead you to do things your head, like, if you were in the right mindset, the right mind space, you wouldn't normally do. But because your heart is so deep in it, you're moving with your feelings rather than your true brain. Yes, you spent 1.5 years with him, you've been used to him, and then he goes to jail, but you kind of knew it was coming because he was on bail. The first few weeks when you guys were dating and you got the phone call to say he's been arrested and he needs somewhere to sleep or whatnot, I think from then, this could have been all avoided if you would have just said to him, look, okay, maybe not hang up. Maybe I was a bit harsh in the first video. Maybe not hang up, but personally I will hang up, but okay. But if you want to be a bit nice about it, you can just say, look, Emmanuel, I'm so sorry this is what you're going through. You know, we've been dating for a few weeks, but unfortunately, I can't put myself in the predicament of someone that's involved in crime. It's dangerous for me. It can bring a lot of uncertainty in my life. It can bring a lot of unwanted stress in my life. And personally, for me, right now, that's not what I'm looking for. But all the best. I'm so sorry. You're going to have to handle this thing as a man. And, you know, when you sorted your life out, and if everything is equal, then maybe we can talk things through and consider getting things with us back. But as far as you being in jail, as far as you committing a crime, I don't want to involve myself in that lifestyle. And none of this stressful 2 years of waiting for him, none of this sleeping in hotels, none of this Bonnie and Clyde, none of this struggle would have happened. You could have avoided all the years of struggle if you would have just said, unfortunately, these are my standards. I don't date people that go to jail. I don't date people that deal drugs, unfortunately. So, you know, once everything is equal, you sorted yourself out, you've come out of jail, you're living right, you're doing the right thing, you've got a job, you know, you're stable, and, you know, you got yourself together. If I'm stable at the same time, if I'm also mentally okay, if I've also worked on myself, if I'm also worked on my confidence, if I've also worked on my healing, my faith, then maybe we can get back together. But for right now, Emmanuel, it's a no for me.
But then, if you were riding with him through the birds, if I turned to that correctly, then apparently you broke up with him after that.
All right, let's you see, before we get there, let me say something. Before I went to prison, like, I didn't want to be in, like, not that I didn't want to be in a relationship, but
no, he didn't want to be in a relationship.
No. It's not that I didn't want to be. Obviously, I didn't want to go through the stress.
He tried to break up with me.
I didn't want to go through the stress.
He tried to break up with you.
He tried to break up with me.
It was my mum that made me see you.
Yeah, we were sat down with his mum and he tried to break up with me.
Manka. You should have let him break up with you. I think in that sense, one, Emmanuel's mum, thank God for his mum, because his mum saw sense, like he said. His mum made him see sense. He probably used discernment to see that I shouldn't be dragging this girl along with my issues. I shouldn't really have to put her through. He literally said it. I didn't want to go through the stress. He tried to break up with you for the betterment of you, for the betterment of both of you. He knows that he has a lot of work to do within himself. So he's trying to save you from that heartache, but yet you still forced yourself into the situation. Why? You should have just accepted the breakup and walked away. And then once he's sorted himself out, once he sees that you're willing to walk away from this relationship, then he'll see the worth in you. You can't just be giving him and expect him to appreciate it. He won't appreciate it. Sometimes you have to let people go, or you have to walk away from situations so people can see your value. I think right now your value is, you're not really allowing him to see your value. You're just giving him too much, giving him way too much, way too quickly. He doesn't deserve that much. Let him prove that he deserves that much, and then you can give it to him. But I still stand on, you should have never, ever, ever rode the bird. You should have never invited him to stay at your mum's house. You should have never done all those things. I just think it's just way too much. You're just giving way too much for someone who hasn't proved themselves to be anything to you yet, let alone boyfriend, husband. He's at that point, you were still friends. I just think it's just too much. But yes, I agree with Emmanuel here. Like, you should have let him break up with you in that instance. That time where he sat you down in his mum's house and his mum spoke to you guys and said you guys should break up. His mum was the wise person in this situation.
Why? Well, what did you do? Now, at the end of the day, with Manka, yeah, she looks like she's down for him. You know, she looks like a real one. Like, you know those girls from back in the day with the tattoo on their breasts? So you know it's going down.
Just to mention, I'm not even trying to like defeat you or anything like that, but even when I was watching you guys back in the day, I did notice that you had Emmanuel's name tattooed on your breast, which is ironic because Paul just said it. But I think, to me, it's screaming insecurity. For me, you don't have to go as far as then tattooing his name on your body. It's too much. It's already too much, but then the tattoo. When I saw that thing, it broke my heart, because I'm just like, why? I think you're trying so hard to prove to him that you'll ride for him, you're his wife, you know, you do all these things, you're here forever. But in doing that, you're not realizing that you're actually making him devalue you. As much as you're trying to make him value you, and you're trying to make him, basically, it's almost like you're manipulating him into believing that you're his wife, basically. You're doing so much, way too much. The tattoo just set me over the edge. Honestly, it broke my heart, because I just want women and young girls to understand that we don't have to go this far to prove ourselves worthy of love. If anything, it's the man that's supposed to be going far to prove himself worthy of love to you, because he's the one that's going to be the leader in your household, in you guys' household. He's the one that's going to have to lay authority down. But he can't do that if you're the one that's acting all masculine, saying, let me tattoo his name on my... No. Even himself, does he have a tattoo of your name on his body? Even if he does, I still don't think that's right. I just don't think anyone should be tattooing anybody's name on their body. It's just way too much for me. But I was also glad to see that you covered it up after you guys broke up. Fantastic. But for me, I don't think you should have ever done it in the first place.
You understand? She's down, you know? Yeah, she's got that, but I feel like there's some things that she's missing in the sense that, like, if your man's telling you this is the code, you have to live in my mum's house whilst I'm in prison. That's just the code. You can't go, it's the street code. I know the street code. I'm not in the street, but I know the streets.
Another thing that saddened me when I was watching this was hearing, I didn't know this from watching your channel, but hearing him say that he basically made you stay in his mum's house whilst you guys were together. If that is not manipulative and controlling with a hefty red flag, like huge wavering red flag, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. Because what other reason would he want you to stay in his mum's house while he's in jail? Why is he putting you in prison while he's in prison? Why? It's so controlling and so manipulative. So now, at first, I can say you were a victim to, you know, this kind of behavior. But then him wanting to break up with you and you still insisting to stay. Now you're volunteering to take part in abuse because you might not see it. Right? You might not see this as abuse, but it's abuse. Him forcing you to stay in his mother's house when you have a house of your own. Like you said, it's only down the road. You have a house of your own. Whilst he's in jail, he's controlling you and he's manipulating you so you can't see other people. It's sad. It's so sad. And I just want to know, like, where are your parents? Like, I don't know your situation. I don't know, but not everybody has the privilege of having a father in the household, and not just any father in the household present. Somebody who is right with God and somebody who is walking right in their lifestyle and has a good moral compass and has good judgment. For I don't know, whatever reason your dad might not be there, but even your mum watching you, your mum should have never, ever let you go live in somebody else's house, like somebody else's household, whilst you're waiting for your boyfriend to come out of jail. I'm not a mom, but I would never feel comfortable with my daughter, my precious daughter, living in the hands of somebody else I don't know like that. She might even know her, but even then, you really don't know people like that. They could have done anything to you. It's so dangerous. It's so dangerous, like physically, mentally, everything. You're putting yourself at harm's way. For what? For this guy that's in jail. Why? Man, I just feel like this could have been filmed months ago, but this is just my opinion on what I'm watching. It sounds like you need to do a lot of work when it comes to your self-esteem. It's like you're trying so hard to prove to people that you're worth it. You don't have to prove to anyone that you're worth it. If you are, you are. And if they don't like it, then be comfortable with them walking away from your life. I think you're so scared of him going away. Like, why are you so scared of him losing him? You shouldn't have been scared to lose him. Let him go. There's so many other fish in the sea. You could have dated so many other people. But I also think it's important to get your mind right. I don't think your mind is right in this relationship. I don't think your head is where it should be. It sounds like you're lacking confidence, you're lacking self-esteem, and you need that validation from this man. That's why you're trying so hard to keep him there. That's why you're sleeping at his mum's house. That's why you're bailing him out of jail. Let him do this, do that, tattoo name. It's too much. Way too much for somebody that's not even your husband. He hasn't even asked you to be his wife.
Like, if we're being like completely honest, like me and him are complete opposites. Like, we're genuinely complete opposites. And when me and him first got into a relationship, he was very, very clear on the type of girlfriend that he wanted. Very clear, crystal clear.
See, when I even heard that as well, he was very clear on the type of girlfriend he wanted. Why were you not clear on the type of boyfriend that you wanted? Why? You said that he had so many standards. You can't do this, you can't do that. Why did you not lay down that foundation for him too? Why are you just letting this man just walk all over you?
And me, like, I was agreeing to all of his terms.
Why?
In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, like he's joking or he'll get over it. But he was actually being very, very serious. Like, these are my terms and conditions. These are my standards and my boundaries.
Of course.
You should have had your standards and your boundaries also. If you did fine and you didn't mention it, unfortunately, I can only go off of what you're saying here. But you should have had those standards and boundaries also. He has no... I don't want to say he has no right. He's entitled to have standards and boundaries himself, yes. But yours should override his because he's the one that's trying to get you, not the other way around. You're not the one that's trying to chase him and keep him. He should be the one that's pursuing you to try to keep you. He should be convincing you why he's worthy of keeping you. But instead, it's the other way around. It's so sad to see. Honestly, it's so sad.
I'm saying, yeah. Fully well knowing that's not me. One thing you need to realize is real ones are hard to find. These days, girls are not willing to compromise for anything. So if you find a girl who's willing to compromise on one or even two things, 100% you've got to keep her.
Manka, no. I'm not saying you shouldn't compromise in a relationship. Yes, you can compromise in a relationship. But I think the level of compromising that you're doing is way too much. Way too much. And I also think he should have compromised with you too. You should have also had your boundaries and your standards that you should have communicated to him too. So he knows that he can't play you. Because all this that you're saying, oh, I'm a real one because I compromise and all this stuff. No, it doesn't make you a real one. Stop. I don't know. Even your rhetoric, both of you kind of have the same rhetoric, the same language. It's almost like he's brainwashed you to think that this is right. It's not right, Manka. He's manipulating you and controlling you, and it's worked clearly.
His terms and conditions, to even name a few, like...
No, that was back then, bro.
No, yeah, back then.
Why did you lie?
Every time I ask her, why?
One, I genuinely thought that he was just being dramatic. Like, I genuinely thought he was being dramatic. And two, because there was some level of the things that he was saying, I thought, yeah, I could do that easily, no problem. Oh, he doesn't want me to go out. Oh, I don't care to go out because I'm happy to be with him every day.
Oh my Lord.
That's what I thought, genuinely. I genuinely thought, yeah, I don't need to go out.
What with Joe?
I don't know. That really pisses me off. The fact that he told her you can't go out. Like, what? Are you my dad? Who are you? Like, what? And Manka, why were you okay with him saying this? I don't know. Didn't this trigger something in you a little bit? At least a tiny bit, like a tinge. Him saying that he doesn't want you to go out. Your natural human autonomy just to do what you want. So you don't even have control over your own mind. You're not allowed to go out. Who is he to even set that rule on your person? Who is he? What? I can't go out. Oh my Lord. And then when you go out, what's going to happen now? The mom is going to snitch to him that you've gone out. This is controlling behavior. This is abuse. If you don't know, this is actually abuse. Thank God he said that was back then, because I'm assuming that maybe he's changed now. Maybe things have changed now. But back then, he was abusing you. I hate to tell you, but this is abuse. Nobody has the right to tell me I can't go out. Who are you? Why can't I go out? Lord.
I told you, I'd rather you just go do your thing. When I come out, we just, you know what I'm saying?
That's why you wanted to break up with her?
Because I didn't want to...
Oh, that's why you wanted to break up with her?
Yeah. Go do your thing.
Can you imagine?
Be free, whatnot.
So
when I come out...
You see how life is?
At the end of the day, trials and tribulations happen to everyone. So if you're put through a situation where you have to let your girl go and let her explore life, if she's meant to be for you, she'll come back and you can resume where you left off and move forward.
Do you know why I said no?
See, I think in this instance, I have to admit, he has a little bit of sense here. He was literally telling you, look, go live your life. I've made this mistake. Let me take responsibility for my mistake. He was being a man in the situation to say, do you know what? Live your life. If things work out, if everything is equal, then yes, we can come back together. But right now, it's not the best thing. And thank God he said that, because that was the only wise thing that I've heard in this whole situation. You should have walked away when he offered you. He even said, offered it on a platter. Look, and I don't think it's a case of rejection. Don't see it as him rejecting. You just see it as protection. Protection. He was protecting you from what's to come. He probably even saw, like, he probably had the discernment to see that this is not the right way. This is not how it should be going. So he gave you that grace to say, do you know what? I love you enough to let you go. That, for me, that's true love. That's a real one to me, because he's being honest, but still you insisted on staying.
No to that, because to me, that basically tells me that you don't believe in me and you think I'm a failure. You think that I'm not going to be able.
Know you for you.
You think that I'm not going to be able to do. To just be a standard, standard girlfriend. That made me feel a type of way, because
it wasn't a standard girlfriend.
So then I feel like you should have reduced your standards a little bit. Why? Because the bare minimum is to be a standard, respectful girlfriend, which I felt like, yeah, I can do that. But at the same time, one thing that I have told him, and that I still stand by till this day, is one of the things that he didn't really want me doing like that is going out, right?
Oh my God.
However, that going out that I still did, I waited a little bit. I waited 4 months and then I went out.
4 months. 4 months.
But I didn't know that he would then get deported. Imagine if I had been there inside the house, and then that would have been the last time I would have enjoyed outside as we know it.
That would have been the last time you're not outside now.
No, but outside is not the same like how it used to be.
Okay.
I would have had resented.
You know what you should have done? You say you would have resented me, but that would have been your problem, because I told you
Exactly.
Let me ride my bird by myself. I have no expectations.
Exactly.
When I come out,
We can take it from there.
But can I also?
She didn't want to do that.
Yeah, but because can I also be honest? I know myself, and I'm very much out of sight, out of mind, right? So I knew that there was a possibility that he said, you know what, do your thing. We'll resume in 2019 or 20 even. It was meant to be 2020. We'll resume in 2020. By then, what happens now if someone else has come and
then somebody else comes along?
You know what I'm saying?
Man, let me just keep watching.
You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, it's happened.
I didn't want to take that chance.
No, but you see what
Why didn't you want to take that chance? What is it about this man that has such a stronghold over you that you don't want to lose him so much? Be ready to walk away. Be ready to walk away. He's going to respect you more when you're ready to walk away. There's no gift, there's no prize for being the strongest head. I'm going to stay with him no matter what. If he cheats on me, I'm still going to stay with him. If he goes to jail, I'm still going to stay with him. Why? Just walk away. He literally told you, go, live your life. I'll come back for you when I've sorted myself out. Why didn't you just accept the answer as, do you know what? Yes, I'll walk away. If you found someone else, fine, you found somebody else and you can just move on with your life, then this whole thing probably wouldn't have happened. Then you probably wouldn't have wasted a lot of years on this person that's still, all now, you're not married to him. So what was the end goal? What was the prize?
So it is. Like, if you want to be with someone, whether if you're together or not, you understand the assignment. So it's like, if I'm telling you, go do your thing and whatnot, and I'm in jail, bro. The only thing,
exactly.
I can chat to are gobs.
As in,
I'm in jail. You're outside. Gobs, like the
guards.
Yeah, the guards. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So
let me ask you a question.
Like, I can't do too much.
Let me ask you a question. Do you regret staying with me? Do you wish that you would have gone off of what you thought and broken up with me at that time?
I wish I would have done that, because it would have shown like your commitment to our relationship. Do you get what I'm saying? Because the name, you see relationship, like, yeah, we're together, it doesn't mean anything. Because I could tell you we're together and I could go out and have sex with someone else.
Yeah.
I still tell you we're together.
Right.
It's about the act.
Sorry, this poor guy, you're actually getting my nerves because all this, yeah, right, knowing full well that he's wrong is really annoying me. But anyway.
So realistically, I do. So like, if you would have stayed and you would have stayed truthful,
right,
I would have come out and I'd be like, yo, that's, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I think what he's trying to say is that if you would have taken his advice and just left when he said to leave, then he's saying that I would have been man enough to come back and get you and do things the right way when I'm in the right mindset, when I'm in the right space in my life, when I'm whole within myself, when I can look after myself by myself, and then I can look after you, rather than going through struggle, pain, fighting, doing all this stuff when it's just not necessary. You can have it soft or you can have it hard. And he's telling you, let's do it the soft way. Let's not do it the hard way. But still, you insisted, and still, here you are, still not married to him.
You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, like, I'm a person that's like learns from their mistakes. Not mistakes, but like whatever happened, I'm glad that it happened, because certain things happened, do you know what I'm saying, while I was in jail and whatnot. And like, let me be real, we was on the phone 24/7.
Yeah.
Certain things happened.
Yeah, but I'm saying, not like that, but like, we was in jail. We was on the phone 24/7. I always made sure that I had a phone, like, when I mean that, 24.
Okay.
But literally 24/7.
And it was very stressful at times.
Of course, because she's going out. Why is she going out? And I told her, like,
There was
Sorry, sir. What do you mean, why is she going out when I told her? Who are you? Oh, just shut up, because you're really pissing me off about this going out thing. How dare you tell somebody they can't go out? You sound like an insecure little boy. What do you mean she was going out? As she should be, because she didn't commit a crime and she's free. You're the one that committed the crime and you're in jail. Why is she riding the bird? Why is she in jail with you? No reason. Let her go live her life, like you said. The heck about why is she going out? What kind of rubbish conditions my ass. How dare you?
because mind you, yeah, as part of these terms and
pissing
conditions,
me off.
He felt.
Oh my god, I'm gonna get really angry because they actually use the word terms and conditions. What do you mean terms and conditions? This is. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna actually lose it. What do you mean terms and conditions? And you don't see this to be a controlling behavior. You don't see this as a red flag. You don't see this as somebody abusing you. You're literally saying it with your mouth that I had terms and conditions as his girlfriend. And you don't see that something wrong with that? Oh my Lord, it's just a mess.
For me to stay at his mum's house while he was in jail. Like, I could have stayed at my mum's house, my family home. But he wanted me to stay at his mum's house.
For the whole 2 years?
With his family, yes.
2 years?
Yeah,
Yes.
I stayed at his mum's house with his family. Meanwhile, my home is there.
Yeah,
but I'm at his mum's house, right?
Visit.
Manka, you should not be smiling while you're saying this. This is not even funny. It's not funny at all. There's nothing happy or smiley about him telling you that you have to stay at his mother's house when you said with your own mouth that your own mum's house is available for you down the road. Nothing is wrong with your mum's house, but you're staying at this man's house because he's forcing you to stay at his house, at his mother's house. And the mother is okay with him controlling you. And she's also controlling you herself to some degree. And your mother is okay with this happening. Your precious daughter going to her boyfriend's house to live there when the boyfriend himself is not even there. Why? Your mum should not be okay with that. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Your mum should not be okay with her daughter living with people. Your mum loves you more than they could ever love you. Sorry. That's your blood. They could have done anything to you. They've already manipulated you enough for you to believe that him telling you can't go out is normal. And you're smiling. You shouldn't be smiling. It's not normal behavior. He was controlling you. They both were controlling you. And you're okay with it. I hope this is a long time ago. And I hope that obviously this is not the case now. But back then when this was happening, it shouldn't have happened. You should have never ever been at his mum's house, sleeping in his mum's house. You should have never ever let them tell you that you can't go out. I'm glad you even went out after the 4-month mark, because live your life. Why are you in jail as he's in jail as well? Sorry, that's really, really aggravated me. Sorry.
So
What's the logic behind that?
What's the logic?
That his mum would come and tell him if I've done something.
Because like realistically, I was like, yo, do you think from then I've been saying I don't trust no one. Like I trust you with my life, but not with my heart.
He's literally, oh my God, he literally just said it right there and then. I trust you with my life, but I don't trust you with my heart. He doesn't trust you with his heart. Why do you trust him with your heart? You should never, ever have let him in this deep. Okay, that's the end of the episode. But yeah, honestly, I think what happened, the reason why I started doing this, right? I didn't say anything. I was watching this the same way I'm reacting now is the same way I was reacting the first time I watched it, right? And I remember just feeling so bad for Manka, just feeling like you didn't have to go through this. This didn't have to happen. And then it was the last episode, episode 4 that we're going to get to, that really just set me over the edge. And I made a little TikTok about it because the first 2 or 3, I already kind of knew their story. I knew it was going. But the one where she basically said that she nearly went into debt to buy him a ring, to propose to him, to basically beg him to marry her, and he said no, that really, really broke my heart. I was just like, no, I'm so sorry, Manka. You need to stand up. You need to stand up and find some confidence somewhere. Find your self-esteem somewhere. Break up with this guy. Live your life. Heal. And just completely cut yourself every tie of this relationship, because from when I can see that it's broken you that low. It's too much. It is too much. To me, the whole situation is heartbreaking. It's hard for me to watch a woman lower her standards this much to the point of begging a man to marry her. I don't think it should ever come to that. For me, I think a lot of work needs to be done when it comes to respecting yourself, Manka. I just feel like you need to have more self-respect. You need to have more confidence. You need to have more self-esteem. You need to believe in your worth. You need to believe in your value. You need to have more standards. You need to enforce your boundaries. Because I think if you had all those things and you were in the right mindset, then you wouldn't find yourself putting yourself in debt, buying a ring for a man, getting on one knee and asking him to be your husband. It's not right. It's not right in any capacity. I don't care how much he's been there for you. I don't care what he's done. You should never, ever, ever lower yourself that much to ask a man to marry you. Never. So yeah, even when you mentioned about he had his standards for his expectations as a girlfriend, and you knew that you couldn't necessarily abide to those standards, but you still said yes. To me, in that instance, you disrespected yourself. Because if you respected yourself, you would have also said, you know what, I don't really agree with that, but I'm going to respect myself enough to walk away. And if you can respect me walking away, then fine, we can come to a compromise. But I can't just be saying yes. I can't just be the yes man to everything. And I forgot that E-Man has a child. Like the story is actually quite deep. Like, I'm sure I don't know the whole context, everything, but this is just me reacting to what I'm seeing. But what I'm seeing is just so hard to watch. It's heartbreaking because if young girls, if I was at an impressionable age, or even girls or women my age, they could be watching you as the standard. They could see themselves in you. And if this is how you're behaving, it's almost setting the tone to the behavior of other people. I'm not saying that you have to be a role model to other people. Yes, everybody should have their own autonomy, but you're making it seem like this kind of relationship, or this struggle love, or this ride or die, this heartache, just pain, like suffering, struggling, all this is what love looks like. This is not what love looks like. Love looks like self-respect. Love looks like boundaries. Anywho, that's my reaction to episode 2. I will film episode 3 another time once I see how you guys react to this, because I can see I got some backlash from the first one. But like I said, I'm not here to hurt anyone's feelings. I'm just here to open up people's eyes, most especially Manka. I don't know what the situation is right now with her and Emmanuel, but I hope that my commentary would have at least let her see things from a different perspective, and to allow her to realize that she's better than all of this. You're a beautiful girl, not just outside. I can tell you're a beautiful girl inside. You have a warm heart. You're a loving girl, and you deserve love and respect. You deserve love and respect, but you also have to love and respect yourself first before you can give love and respect to somebody else. So I think that's the main takeaway here. I think a lot of work needs to be done with yourself. Love yourself. The amount of sacrifice you're willing to give this man, give that to yourself. The amount of grace you're willing to give this man, give that to yourself. Get some therapy. Go to the gym. Work on your self-esteem. Work on your morals. Go to church. Find an accountability partner. Find a mentor that can help you. A woman. Find a trusted male person in your life that can give you advice on dating when it comes to men, so you can't be played to this extent. Because to me, it just looks like you've just been played and played and played and played to the tune of just nonsense. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would love to know your thoughts down below. I'll see you guys in episode 3. Bye guys. Mwah.